think we got the stream up now. I
Or
think. I think. Don't quote me.
all right, boys, get this going.
All right. Wait for me to get in before you start this shit.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
hey, you removed from the team. Mustard should have contacted you about the
So who are our top 5 fastest qualifiers?
Mustard. Then it was Knuckles. Actually, no, it was Mustard, Jasso, Knuckles, and I don't know the other two.
Fair enough. Was Smokey up there?
Who was not
Hmm.
seventh?
And no sign of Moto or Travis either, huh?
New. And I'm not gonna worry about top 15 qualifying because not a lot of not even 15 people signed up.
Fair enough.
So Mustard is apparently not racing.
What's the password now?
Just it's race with an uppercase exclamation mark. Okay, gonna start race. Did not mean that.
Let me
Race
get
two,
in.
boys.
What if that's not the password? What's the password?
Race with an exclamation point.
Okay. Hang on.
Let everyone know to stay off the track.
Race with an exclamation point is not working.
It's capital race.
All caps, correct?
Yes.
Okay, hang on.
Knuckles
Oh, I'm
disconnected.
losing my mind.
I've already lost mine.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Don't start it yet. Hang on. The announcer had to take a bathroom break.
Thank you, Braden.
Okay.
Okay, so first, Monster qualified first. Jasso, Knuckles, Braden, then Danner. Smokey was seventh.
So I guess that long practice kind of he had more time to put in a fast lap then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. From practice, we know he's a fast guy, so we'll see if he can do any better during the race. I'm almost in.
100%.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. You're the only one who needs to get in. Any day now.
Working on it. I'm trying. All right, it's loading deformation now, so I'll be like almost done.
Faye, just DM me about it. I'll explain. You in yet?
Almost.
This guy.
I'm actually almost in. Just hang on. Not as smooth as I would have liked this to go, but that's all right.
Oh, there's a shark in the water.
Yeah, you notice that?
I did.
All right, loading into the server. We missed Qually because I couldn't get the stream up because I suck at streaming. But we will get the race, which is good. Almost in, loading in, and then we'll get this underway. The Canvas mini series here. Round.
Well, we're gonna have to
14.
restart the Deddy.
Are we really?
I forgot to put collisions back on.
Oh my god. So I just got in, and now I gotta load back in. I'm gonna kill you. Oh my god. Alright, so we're restarting the server. Classic MX Bike server issues. What else is new?
Alright, it is back up already.
Alright, I'm loading in. Don't start nothing.
Wait, it barked at.
Oh, for sure. Nothing's popping up yet.
Boy, oh boy. Right? Big rope.
Alright.
Had to restart. Now, if y'all wouldn't be rude about it, I'd run Qually with collisions on, but we all know how that would go.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a crybaby.
Heard it here, folks. Not from me, from Max. Pre-met him.
Yeah, I have no qualms, man. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna say how I feel. If y'all got a problem with it, you can suck my dick.
But also let me know if you can hear the music. No, I'll turn it up a little.
Alright, so now we're going to load in and get this underway. Round number 1 of the Canvas mini-series here at Farm 14. K-Dub's Kingdom. From the race day live stream that we did earlier, you can see there's a lot of fast guys. This is going to be a very interesting race to commentate and to watch people ride on. This is going to be very interesting. Alrighty. I am in, by the way. There's only like 10 people in the server, though. Slowly getting people in here. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some growing pains with you know how this is all run, and especially with my streaming. Next week won't be nearly as bad because I'll know what I'm doing. Taking a good look at Knuckles, Rockstar, Husqvarna there. A lot of Yamis in the server. Not as many Huskies as there was last time. So we're gonna see how this plays out. Still there, Vince? Uh-oh. Alright, so we're gonna handle these problems for a second. some more slight issues with servers and all that. Not gonna have to restart this server, thankfully, but. Stick around and we'll get this race underway here shortly. Feel free to talk it up in the live chat there, and I'll respond to till the race starts. I'll respond to as many as y'all's messages as I can. Alright, we're going to get back together with our other commentator here.
I think you guys are pretty chill.
Alright, and we're good to go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here shortly we're going to be getting the Canvas mini-series round number 1 here at Farm 14. We'll be getting it underway. Let's see how many guys we got in the server. We got 14 people in the server right now. A lot of fast guys. Mason, Braden, Josso, Knuckles, Mustard. A lot of crazy fast guys here. We are lining up on the gate now, so shortly we will be getting this race underway. Hopefully we don't have any more issues.
Hopefully.
And like I said, there will be some growing pains, especially with my streaming and all kinds of whatever. But we will be... It'll be improving as time goes on, so don't be afraid to like, comment, subscribe, and all the other basic YouTube shit.
Let's see who gets whole shot here.
Alright, here we go. The revs are up in the Canvas mini-series. Round number 1 here at Farm 14. Almost a little bit of a jump start from the RMZ on the right side. And the gates are down here. Coming into this first corner, let's see how they handle it.
Nate on board of that QMO YZ250 with the
What a start. Knuckles is off the track. A big pileup. Supreme is down. Turbo's down. Danner's down. He's going to be starting from dead last.
Where's Mustard in all of this?
What a chaotic start. I do not see Mustard. Out front is going to be Nate, followed by Caleb. Let's see if I can get this username. Leroy's in there, Knuckles, Turbo, Supreme. A lot of fast guys up front. They are running single file line. This is going to be some really close racing. 10 laps is a lot of laps on this track. It's going to make for a long race, so settle in, get your popcorn. We are going at it here.
Set up at the finish line. See who crosses first.
Nate already 2 seconds out front. Caleb running second. Tampa amateur rider Oh, and Turbo goes down. Leroy's going to move up to third. Knuckles is going to move up to fourth. Leroy drops all the way, or Turbo rather, drops all the way back to fifth. Coming up to the big step up here. Nate still leading the charge. So your top three is going to be Nate, Caleb, and Leroy. Followed by Knuckles and Turbo to round out the top 10 here. They're going to have to ride consistently. This track is going to deteriorate very quickly.
100% will. It's going to determine who will be out front and who won't.
Oh, a little bobble from Knuckles there. That's going to allow Turbo to catch up a little bit. The battle for fourth is about to get real hot and heavy. Nate's still out to a pretty commanding lead, 2.9 seconds. Right behind him is Caleb. Leroy to round out the top three. Oh, and Turbo goes down hard. He got a little too heavy on the gas coming down this step down. He's going to lose a lot of positions here. He's going to jump on the track right in front of Braden, but Braden's going to be able to make the pass. Turbo is going to be way back now. What a race we have going on here.
Leroy just crossed the finish line in second place due to cuts.
Josso sitting on the jump. I don't know what happened to him. He's not really in the way. He's not one of those guys that's going to take people out for no reason, thankfully. Maybe he had some bike troubles or something. Something wrong with Josso there. Coming down the big step down, Nate. We'll see the gap between first and second here. Nate's still out to a commanding lead. Caleb in second. Oh, and Knuckles and Leroy get together. Leroy's going to get the short end of the stick. What an aggressive move by Knuckles. Punting Leroy out of the fast line there.
Nate's still out in first.
Nate's still out with a pretty commanding lead. The gap between Nate and Caleb hasn't changed a whole lot. Oh, Leroy is going to be chasing Knuckles really hard right now. They're about to come together, and they both go down! Oh, man, Knuckles might get cuts for that. And they let two riders by. It is way too early in the race to be going at it this hard. I know Leroy wanted the redemption or whatever it is that he wanted. They almost come together again.
Knuckles chasing Leroy.
Knuckles is pissed right now. Oh, and they almost come together over the finish line jump. Knuckles takes out Leroy.
Oh.
Now that one was intentional. I don't know if he'll get penalized for that or not. I think they've both been penalized enough with how far back in the field they are. Let's see if we can find the leaders. Nate's still running out front. About the same lead he had on Caleb a lap ago. Still running comfortably out front. Now third is going to be Braden, followed by Turbo, and fourth, who's going to be running fifth? Fifth is going to be Knuckles. I don't see Leroy. There he is. Oh, Leroy with a little bobble goes off the track. This is pandemonium on the racetrack right now. Goodness. So we'll see if Caleb can turn up the heat a little bit and maybe catch Nate. Nate got the whole shot and hasn't let off since. So it's going to be Nate, Caleb, Braden, Turbo, and Knuckles. Or no, Leroy rather. No, Knuckles. I was right. Knuckles to round out the top 10, or top 5. Leroy's going to be running 6th. Supreme 7th. Mason 8th. Charm going to be running 9th. And I believe that is our field. What a race this is. See if we can get a trackside spot here to watch the leaders come by. Nate's been running really good. I think he's growing the lead between him and Caleb. Three Yamahas, 1, 2, 3, followed by Turbo on the Husky, Knuckles on a Husky, and Leroy on a KTM. I don't see Leroy. Leroy is losing time. I don't see Leroy at all.
No. Disqualified.
He got DQ'd. It must have been for cuts. Knuckles got off easy then because he went off the track just as much with that little battle they had. And that wasn't much of a racing battle. That was kind of a gladiator Spartan battle with how much they were beating the hell out of each other. That's not going to be good for the points for Leroy. Leroy was running very fast. Nate still out to a super comfortable lead. He's up to about 12 seconds out in front of Caleb right now. Braden and Turbo going to have a battle. We're going to follow the battle for third, I believe. Braden a little bit slower through that corner. Turbo's going to have the inside line here, I believe, depending on which way they scrub. I think Braden might have stayed a little bit lower. Coming down into this corner, Turbo just barely off the back fender of Braden, not close enough to make the pass. Braden riding for that Tampa amateur team. Turbo riding for Stay Young. They both take the corner super fast. Turbo was a little bit faster in that corner. What a battle we got going on here. These guys are super close in times right now. Race pace is starting to get it, people. Turbo riding super consistently. Nate coming over the line here. We are halfway through this race. Lap 6 out of 10. Caleb running second. Unless Nate makes a big bobble, I really don't think anyone can catch him. Oh, Turbo made the pass on Braden. But both of them are riding super consistent, so that might not mean much. They might swap position a few more times. This is for points. Round number 1, you want to try to get out early. Like I said, it's golf rules. So depending on your position, first is going to get 1 point, second 2 points, and it goes on down the line. The least amount of points by the end of the championship is going to take the title. Oh, Braden dives to the inside of Turbo. What a pass. And he seals it off. Braden is right there on his back tire. This is a battle for points right now. Who's going to get 3 points and who's going to get 4? Turbo is all over Braden right now. I honestly think Turbo might be a little bit faster. There he goes to the inside. They come together. Oh, and Braden goes down. Braden's struggling to remount. Now that wasn't a block pass like we had seen previously. That was just a clean, kind of stood him up in the corner, racing incident. They came together. Braden goes down again. He's losing positions left and right. Nate still out to a comfortable lead. Let's see the time gap between first and second here. 11.8 seconds. I honestly think Caleb might be catching a little bit. It won't be by much, though. Turbo now running comfortably in third. Knuckles in fourth. Knuckles, after that, he had a really bad start. And then him and Leroy got together for about 3 laps. They were just going at it. So it'll be interesting to see if Knuckles is really going to put the light the fire underneath himself here. See if he can charge forwards and maybe take a top 3. Turbo is not going to roll over and let him by, though, by any means. We've seen that. Turbo and Braden battled for a good first half of the race. 13.3 seconds between first and second place right now. Caleb going a little bit long on that jump. Turbo running comfortably in third. If he can just ride it consistent, he might be able to ride this one home for a top 3, but Knuckles is on the charge. I think he might be making up a little bit of time. Then Braden running 4th. I think Knuckles might have time cuts from that little spill he took with, well, the few spills he took with Leroy. Because he's showing up as 5th, I believe. Let's take a double check on that. Yeah, Knuckles is showing up as 5th, so his time cuts are costing him a position right now. Even though Braden is way back. See where all the riders are right now. Go ahead and cut up the track a little bit. Alright, so your leader, still going to be Nate. 12.8 seconds. He's making up time and losing time. But it's evened out enough to where it's not going to be too much of a problem. Second place is going to be Caleb, way back now. Turbo is starting to catch Caleb. And Knuckles is running about the same pace that Turbo is. If this race goes on, if they keep this pace, it's going to end up being a battle for second. Not a big gap at all between Caleb and Turbo. Turbo is definitely making up time. Who's out on the ground? Braden's going to go down again. He might lose a position to Mason. So your leaders 1, 2, 3 right now is going to be Nate. Let's pull up the... Alright, Nate's going to be first, riding for QMO. Caleb's going to be second, riding for Tampa Amateur. Turbo, third, riding for Stay Young. Knuckles, riding 4th. And Braden, 5th. This is going to end up being a close race. Second to last lap here. And Turbo is making up immense time on Caleb right now. If Caleb bobbles from the pressure, Turbo is going to be right there on his back fender. Now 15.08 seconds between first and second place. Nate has pretty much checked out of this race. Turbo is getting close. Knuckles ain't too shabby either. He's still moving. This is the gap. They are within the same straight now between Caleb and Turbo. If Turbo can ride consistently and keep the speed, he might be able to catch Caleb. Seeing our leader right now take that big step up triple. And all the way back there is the gap between first and second. There's Caleb running second place. Turbo now in the same corner as Caleb. This is going to come down to the wire. I don't know what happened to Knuckles. I think his controller might have DC'd. But he's kind of just doing circles around the track. That is not what he needed. Maybe he ran out of gas. I don't know. But here is Braden to make the pass. Poetic justice. Knuckles being the one that instigated that first little altercation with Leroy. I don't think Leroy finished the race because of that. He went down really hard. And now Knuckles, I don't know if he's out of gas or what happened, but he's not moving. There's our leader, Nate, riding for QMO. Way behind him. 17.17 seconds behind our leader is Caleb. Turbo, this is the last lap. This is for all the marbles. Who's going to take 2 points and who's going to go home with 3? So far, already a good championship story shaping up. Turbo is all over Caleb. Is Caleb going to take the fast line? Caleb getting a little bit sketchy. Turbo takes that corner way faster. They're going to be bar to bar coming into this step-up corner. They got to watch out for Knuckles. Knuckles being... I think he's back. Knuckles is moving again. He's almost a lap down now. Oh, Turbo and Caleb almost come together. Caleb throwing a big whip right in Turbo's face. I don't think he's going to like that very much. This one's going to come down to the line. We only have a couple more corners left. Turbo got the pass. Is Caleb going to try to make a last-ditch effort? They got a huge gap. Oh, and Caleb goes down. Turbo just has to nurse it in for second. I don't think Braden finished the race either. Nate's going to come across the line first. Turbo with a heel clicker in second. Caleb third. Knuckles fourth. Man, this pack thinned out over this race, man. Mason's still way back. I don't see any other riders on the track. I don't think Braden finished. Let's take a look at the line here. So Nate won with a 16-second gap. Turbo had third. Mason, 49 seconds back off the pace, had fourth. Knuckles, a lap down, had fifth. Braden, I don't know if he finished the race, but if he does, he's a lap down in sixth. And all the other guys retired. Supreme retired. Charm retired. Leroy retired. Hasso retired. Mustard didn't even start the race. What a turn of events for these guys here. Turbo running that TLD SE5 helmet. I don't have the helmets for Mason and Caleb. Really just solid clutch ride from Nate. So let's go to Discord here. Venge, what do you think about Nate's ride? He put in a solid, consistent ride.
He did. I never really saw him crash at all.
I never even saw him bobble, honestly.
Yeah.
He got out front quick and just checked out. I mean, it's definitely skill because he was pulling on the rest of the field almost all race. But I mean, I feel like that start definitely had some luck in it to be able to make it out of that pile up. That first corner is treacherous for these guys.
Very treacherous.
Only the top 6 finished the race. We entered this race with a little over a dozen riders. Mustard didn't start. Hasso retired. I don't know what he retired for. Leroy retired. You know he went down really, really hard with that little altercation with Knuckles. I don't know if Knuckles is going to get penalized or not, but I feel like it might be justified with how he acted around Leroy. I mean, both of those guys, Leroy wasn't acting super immature. I don't know, man. That's going to come down to the AMA here. So Nate is going to be your championship leader, leading round number 1. He's going to come out with 1 point. Caleb's going to be coming in with 2 points. Turbo with 3. Mason with 4. Knuckles with 5. And Braden with 6. Man, what a race here.
Yeah, definitely interesting. Just not expecting Nate to come out on top like that.
I wasn't expecting it either, but he proved that he was one of the top guys. He was pulling on the field almost the entire race, just extending his lead and extending his lead. And Caleb was riding really consistent, so was Turbo. I mean, he definitely didn't definitely not a boy among men here. I mean, this was a pretty stacked field, and he still ended up coming out on top. So he proved his relevance. Braden finally finishes the race 2 laps down. He's going to end up with 6 points. Man, what a race that was. Goodness. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap up round number 1 of the Canvas mini-series. If you guys liked listening to the commentary and watching the race live with me, feel free to check back in, I believe, this Thursday. And we are going to have round number 2. Let me do a real quick check to see where round number 2 is going to be. Round number two is going to be at Paletta Raceway. So yeah, if you guys like listening to this, like, comment, subscribe, all that normal YouTube stuff. And tune in next week here at Paletta Raceway, and we'll see if Nate can repeat what he did this week, or if it's going to be a completely new set of guys. We'll see how it goes. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next stream.